Broadcast of the Maine High School Basketball Tournament on MPBN is made possible by member contributions and by MEMIC, providing workers' compensation insurance and safety training programs to help make Maine a better, safer place to work. Hammond Lumber Company, offering building supplies, kitchen design, statewide delivery, and customer services throughout Maine since 1953. New England School of Communications, a Maine school offering a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications. Information online at nescom.edu. Bangor Auditorium and Civic Center. The 161st Bangor State Fair returns July 30th through August 8th. Details at basspark.com. The First, committed to a better way to bank with 14 branches along the Maine coast. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
To the basket, it's blocked by Mills. Ahead for Robinson. Yes. Goes up, gets it.
Live from the Augusta Civic Center, it's the girls' Class A Eastern Maine final game between the Brunswick Dragons and the Skowhegan Indians. Now let's join Amy Vachon and Dave Cheever.
And good afternoon, everyone. Lovely Friday to you. This is the one that sends them to the state final. This is the game that these teams have been pointing toward all week, all season. Two orange and black clubs, Amy. Skowhegan, number 1 ranked, haven't lost all year. Brunswick, the number 3 seed. This is going to be a nice game.
Yeah, and it's definitely a game that both teams have been kind of, as you mentioned, working toward throughout the whole season. They didn't play during the regular season. They both, during the season were looked at as one of the teams to beat by their competitors, and they've, made it through the first couple rounds, and we're ready to go today. Fascinating
matchups, and we're going to go over some of them as soon as we deal with our fellow reporter, Bim Gibson.
Yeah, you got to deal with me. It's funny. I was watching this game, and I'm really excited to watch the guard matchup. I've been watching games here all week, and Brunswick has two of the better senior guard pairs in Hillary Champlain and Jacqueline Kelly that I've seen. On the other side, Skowhegan has probably the best junior matchup of guards in Adriana Davis and Whitney Jones. Skowhegan does, and they really get after it. You're going to see a lot of pressure on both sides. Whoever can beat each other's pressure, who can gain their composure, get their offense going, I think is going to be the team with the advantage. And like you folks, I'm really looking forward to a great game. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Bam. Amy, guard play is going to be critical here, taking good care of the basketball, but also who's going to be able to survive inside, because both teams have big kids, and if they lose them during the course of this contest because of foul trouble, it really tips the balance.
Absolutely. We've seen throughout this tournament foul trouble playing such a big role in a lot of games, and while, like Bim said, guard play, both teams have very solid guards. I think one of the keys will be offensive rebounding too. You have Caputi for Brunswick and Bryant for Brunswick, and for Skowhegan, you have Mackenzie Smith inside, and who can box the other team out the best, and offensively who can go after those boards. I think that team will have a great advantage.
There you see the team page for the Brunswick Dragons. Nice sized school of 1,096 enrolled. Sam Farrell's done an excellent job down there. These kids have come into this tournament playing the best basketball of their season. As you see, tournament seeding number 3 coming in. There you get a good look at the Brunswick Dragons as they warm up.
And Brunswick comes at you, as we mentioned, they come at you in all different directions. They put a lot of pressure on the guards. And, Whitney Jones and Davis for Skowhegan are great guards, and we'll see how they can handle that.
And there you see the Skowhegan homepage as Heath Cowan, who's been pointing at this for a long time as he's gradually built this program into one of the premier basketball programs in Eastern Maine Class A. Officials for this afternoon contest, Reggie Grant, TJ Halliday, and Rob Lamar. Let's now introduce the rosters and the starting lineups for these two teams in the Eastern Maine Girls Class A Final at Dick Lorenz.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Augusta Civic Center for the Eastern Maine Class A Girls Championship game between Brunswick High School Dragons, the visitors in their dark uniforms, Skowhegan Area High School Indians, the home team in their light uniforms. The officials for this game are Mr. Grant, Lamar, and Halliday. The scorers Lee Campbell, timer Jim Giroux, and on the score clock Rolly St. Pierre. Before we introduce the starting lineups, we'd like to introduce all the ball players. First, starting with Brunswick. Number 00, Cassandra Mirano. Number 3, Hillary Champagne. Number 5, Kiana Burton. Number 10, Melanie Bryant. Number 12, Laura Pavitt. Number 14, Liz Faulkner. Number 24, Kayla Lucas. 25, Becky Champagne. Number 40, Dakota Foster. And number 45, Emily Roy. For Skowhegan, number 5, Zoe Pease. Number 12, Chelsea Whittemore. Number 14, Amanda Johnson. 21, Cheyenne Malloy. 24, Adriana Martineau. 33, Megan Perkins. 34, Jenna Williams. And number 44, Allison Redmond. Your starting lineup. At forward for Brunswick, number 44, 6-foot junior, Emily Bryant. At forward for Skowhegan, number 22, 6'1" senior, Kenzie Smith. Forward, number 42, 5'11" freshman, Lydia Caputi. Forward, number 23, 5'6" senior, Jamie Poland. At guard, number 22, 5'7" senior, Alexa Dearborn. At guard number 32, 5'6" junior, Whitney Jones. Guard 21, 5'6" senior, Jackie Kelly. At guard number 15, 5'6" junior, Adrian Davis. At guard for Brunswick, number 4, 5'7" senior, Eliza Halmo. At guard for Skowhegan, number 10, 5'8" senior, Liz Naughton. Sam Farrell coaching Brunswick, and Heath Cowan coaching Skowhegan. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem by the Skowhegan High School Band.
And we're ready for some basketball here at the Augusta Civic Center. First game of 2. We'll take a break after this one. Then we have the boys Eastern Maine final in Class A coming in here tonight. The Brewer Witches and the Red Eddies of Edward Little High School. Stick around for that, as we'll have that game in its entirety. This one, though, promises to have plenty of interesting talking points, Amy, as each team has some height, each team has some skilled guard play, each team has good coaching. There's a reason why they are here.
Absolutely, and you know, they kind of mirror each other in a lot of different ways. You know, the guard play, Both teams like to get out and pressure their opponents. Inside, you have talented players on both teams. So it's going to be interesting to see which team, gets the advantage to start out this game.
Reggie Grant set to toss the ball up here. Lydia Caputi and Kenzie Smith. Smith wins the tap. Whitney Jones into the front court on the dribble. And just like that, first turnover of the game. Little crossover dribble. That's not how she wanted to begin. Full court pressure being shown by Skowhegan. Eliza Halmo on the dribble. Gets it to Bryant in the front court. Caputi way out high. Jones watching her. This will be an interesting matchup if they stay man-to-man. Whitney Jones on Lydia Caputi. Bryant. Now Skowhegan's dropped back into his own defense, and the ball's thrown away.
And Jones, we saw in the semifinal, she was given the task to guard Tara Burr from Moore. So she draws the assignment of guarding the team's one of their better players.
Excellent strength and quickness. Smith's pass never made the intended target, and instead Dearborn intercepts, takes it to the basket, gets fouled. She goes to the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Jones.
You saw Brunswick's pressure, turning Skowhegan over already, as Skowhegan has 2 turnovers to start off this game.
Dearborn comes into this game on a mini mission. She got into early foul trouble in the semifinal game, and she was forced to do a lot like what we were doing. We were watching, and she hated it. She said, I wanted to play.
As I say, when you're in uniform and you watch, it's not fun.
Steal off the missed free throw as Dearborn makes 1 of 2 into the front court. Nodden. Back to Davis. Davis driving on Dearborn, gets it off to Jones. Jones, 3-point shot attempt. Off the rim, no good. Picked up by Halmo in the loose ball action, and back she comes up the left side. Gets it off to Dearborn. Again, they'll set up. Bryant in the high post, out to Caputi. Caputi. Bryant across to Dearborn, around to Halmo.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Caputi's not posting Jones up. She definitely has a size advantage against her.
Davis knocks the ball out of play. It'll remain Brunswick basketball. I suspect Whitney will be getting some help if Lydia Caputi goes inside with it, as everybody wants to know where Caputi is on defense. Baseline.
There you go.
They try to go into Caputi, and, well, knocked aside, now picked up by Nodden. Back to Davis. Through traffic. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line, leaves it short. Caputi down on the rebound for the Brunswick Dragons.
Brunswick doing a nice job limiting Skowhegan to 1 shot.
Bryant thought about driving on Smith, changed her mind. Halmo. As they look to solve this zone defense thrown up here by the Skowhegan Indians. Halmo comes to Dearborn. Caputi cutting around, gets the ball. Double teamed, puts it up, it's short, and Nodden down to the rebound for the Indians. Davis, bothered by Kelly.
And
some body contact there and wasn't called.
Yeah, you'll see Kelly, as you see her on the screen for Brunswick. You see her right now, she's guarding Jones, and she's going nose to nose with her. She's not even seeing the ball. They're just going to try and take Jones out of this game and not let her touch it, as she's the one who really makes the Skowhegan team go.
Emily Bryant is called for a holding foul as Kenzie Smith set up on the low block looking for the pass, got the entry pass, and Bryant was trying to deny her.
Number 44, Emily Bryant, personal foul number 1.
And Smith had a bobby pin or a barrette in her hair.
Can't have that.
Well, Smith off the inbound, puts it up, and it's Dearborn or Caputi. pretty good eyes on Sam Farrell if he saw that from all the way over there.
That was on number 22. So that's
Dearborn gets called for her first foul.
Foul number 1. Kenzie Smith for 2.
Get a good look at the 6'1" senior, and she ties the score at 1. Just underway here, 5:44 to go first quarter. We expect the crowd to get into it as this game heats up. And Smith makes and misses the second, and Bryant with the rebound. Off to Halmo. Halmo took a look at Dearborn, now drives the lane, puts up the runner and in.
Move by Halmo. Saw the lane and took it all the way.
Jones picks up the dribbles, double team in the backcourt, and now tied up, and the possession arrow is going to go to the Brunswick Dragons. Dearborn flirted with the second foul as she reached in on Jones. Jones ran out of room on the sideline, and it's one of the few times we've seen her stop in the backcourt. She generally will try to split that double team. Loop down low to Caputi. Knocked aside, Smith picks it up. Forward to Davis. Davis looking for help. Back to Smith, yes.
Beautiful pass by Davis. Saw Smith coming down the lane and hit her on the go.
Nice hustle by Davis to get that down court pass as well. Dearborn running by Johnson. Bryant on the putback.
Nice job by Bryant. Followed her teammate. Got the nice, easy putback off the press.
Down low, Nodden. And TJ Halliday says, nice try, but you move the feet first. And we get our first traveling call of the game. Caputi down court to Kelly. She can't catch it.
Nice hustle, though.
Kept it in bounds, and Nodden on the run back with it up the left side. In the corner to Johnson. Out high to Jones. Davis looking for Smith. Smith, triple team, gets it back to Davis. Into the lane, pull-up jumper, and she's fouled. Nice idea if they're going to collapse on Smith. There's going to be space on the floor.
Yeah, and Smith did a nice job that time. She caught the ball, and there were 3 defenders on her. She popped it back out to Davis, and you could see Davis getting fouled. When Davis got the ball, she knew her defender would be running at her, so she just took it to the hole and got herself to the free throw line.
Eliza Hummel on her first foul of the game. Adrian Davis makes them both. We have a tie game. Skowhegan has not tasted defeat all year.
Nice
Dearborn tied up, but gets the ball into the front court to Halmo. She goes in the corner, finds Caputi. Caputi turns on Jones rather. Kelly on the rebound, travels.
You know, and that time Caputi, we were talking about her posting Jones up. She did a nice job. She caught the ball. I think she just needs to be a little bit more patient, use her size to the advantage, because they didn't bring the double team that time. It was just a one-on-one with her and Jones.
Johnson over to Smith. Davis up court to Jones. Jones driving on Bryant, puts up the runner.
Nice
It's
take.
in, count it. And Bryant going to get called for her second foul. This is big deal for the Dragons and Sam Farrell, and he has help coming in. Hillary Champagne.
You see right here, she had it, switched it over to her left hand and drew the foul. This is a great job. A lot of times we'll see players try and use their right hand going up that side, and your defender is right there, and she switched over and had a chance for a 3-point play.
Good body control by Whitney Jones. Free throw's a bit strong. Caputi down to the rebound. Bryant has gone to the sideline. In her stead is number 3, Hillary Champagne. She was going to come in at some point anyway, but she's about 5 inches, 6 inches shorter than Bryant. And Caputi's going to get called for a player control foul. She lowered the shoulder and drove it into the defender.
Yeah, she did. And credit Jones. I mean, she is just giving Caputi all she can handle down there. And she got position, and Caputi did. She lowered her shoulder and drew the shot and was called for the foul.
Nice piece of coaching here by Heath Cowan. As Bryant goes to the sideline with 2 fouls, he pulls Kenzie Smith out, brings in Jamie Poland. Saving Smith and her energy. Johnson down low, no good. Dearborn on the rebound. Back come the Brunswick Dragons, trailing by 2. Halmo into the front court. 3.5 to go, first quarter. Caputi, pull-up jumper. Again, little, as you said, Amy, a little more patience there. She fired that thing before she was ready. Johnson to Nodden. Nodden too strong. Johnson with a rebound. Ball goes to the floor. Jones up and in.
Job.
Body scattered. Whitney Jones takes advantage of it. 4-point lead for the Indians. Champagne watched by Nodden into the front court. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Kelly try to get Poland out of the way. They come to Caputi and the reach-in foul by Davis.
You know, and Skowhegan's been able to take the lead right now because they're doing a really nice job breaking Brunswick's press. We haven't said Kelly's name too much, and when we don't say her name, that kind of means the defensive pressure isn't causing trouble. So, you know, that's why they're able to be up 9-5 right now.
Champagne drives on Nodden, picks up her dribble. Comes to Caputi outside, they look inside. Hummel can't control the pass, and Nodden picks up the loose ball.
And give Jones credit, she got a hand on that.
Johnson to Davis. Davis calls a play. Poland sets a pick.
That was an understatement.
And TJ Halliday says, Whitney, you got to put the ball to the floor before you shuffle those feet. Davis goes to the sideline. Cheyenne Malloy on the floor for the Skowhegan Indians, who lead by 4 here. 2.5 minutes to play, first quarter. Champagne on the dribble. Nodden picks her up. Over the timeline, into the front court. Caputi switches. Johnson bothers Champagne, and now Malloy keeps the ball in bounds. Picked up. Nice play by Kelly. Caputi, pull-up jumper, banks it home.
That's good sign for Brunswick. Caputi struggled a little bit offensively here so far, and hopefully that will get her going.
Well, their defense triggered the offense, and that can often happen. Nodden, Poland out high, leaves it off for Johnson. Under 2 minutes to play. Malloy, ball blocked, and there's a reach-in by Jamie Poland on Dearborn. Or did we call? Which way did we call?
I think it was a jump
ball.
ball.
A held ball.
Yeah.
Held ball.
Yeah.
Somebody got lucky. Reggie Grant hands the ball off. Inbound. Johnson to Davis. Davis. Side rim no good, and Smith over the back. And Sam Farrell, coach of the Brunswick Dragons, applauds the play.
Yeah,
good box out on the rebound.
Absolutely, and we had talked about that in the pregame, offensive rebounds, whichever team could really get to the glass. And Brunswick has done a really nice job this first quarter, limiting Skowhegan to 1 shot.
Champagne, full court pressure here by the Skowhegan Indians. Champagne, front court, looking for help. Davis bothering her, splits the defense. Looks inside to Caputi, can't go there. Looks for Kelly. Instead,
nice pass.
Down low, Caputi again a little bit strong, and Poland can't control the ball coming out of traffic. Goes off her hand and out of bounds. Lydia Caputi gets a pat on the back from Becky Champagne, number 25, saying, relax, relax.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, and we have to remember, I mean, Caputi's a freshman, you know, and we forget about that. But this is an Eastern Maine final. This is a big game. And
Loop down low. Davis keeps it alive. Goes off Caputi's shoulder. Poland down court to Johnson. Johnson, a little bit frantic here, but Davis says, let's regroup. Under a minute to play, first quarter, 9-7. Skowhegan with the lead and the ball. Johnson. Cross to Davis, down low, nice play.
Beautiful play, nice back screen set, and Davis was the recipient of a beautiful pass by Johnson.
Sam Farrell wants a timeout off the inbounds play, but see where Davis, she didn't really want to yell that she was that wide open. It was
you
a
can
little
see it
way.
Yeah, yeah, and that was a great play. It was a set play. They called it out and executed to perfection.
Well, you realize that that's not the easiest pass to make. You've had to make those before, and you're looping over a lot of bodies to be able to get somebody coming down, moving away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, in a play like that, you have to make sure that that pass is a lob pass. If you're going to try and make a chest pass, it's not going to get through. And Johnson did a nice job, and you know, everyone, it's as happens in basketball, you know, the person who scores a lot of times gets all the credit. When Davis, you know, made a nice shot, but it was a beautiful pass by Johnson.
And if that lob isn't high enough, the ball's going the other way in a hurry.
Absolutely.
Somebody picks it off and away they go. All right, off the timeout, here comes Champaign. 4-point game. Becky Champaign travels.
It was interesting too, Skowhegan set up what looked like was going to be a 2-3 zone, and the minute they crossed, they matched up, and I think they kind of caught Brunswick off guard there.
Mackenzie Smith jumped in on the play. Becky Champaign had no place to go. Jones gets around Kelly up the right side. On the dribble, picks it up now, comes to Smith. Davis looks inside to Poland, gives it to her.
Nice
Down
pass.
to Smith, nice play. Smith, short jumper, nice recognition by Poland, and again another set play off the half-court offense by the Indians, and it's a 6-point lead. Dearborn looking to get the ball to Caputi, and TJ Halliday spots a foul. 6th-team foul here on Skowhegan.
And I don't know if it was more of Caputi running into Smith and Smith being in the wrong place at the wrong time, but either way, there was definitely a lot of contact there, and Caputi drew the foul.
Kenzie Smith draws her 2nd foul. She goes to the bench. Heath Cowan doesn't want to risk the 3rd. Looking for help. Hillary Champaign out high. Caputi can count the seconds, and there's a travel as she tried to get the ball to Dearborn. Didn't have a good angle of the basket to fire up something. 2 seconds to go. Does Poland want to throw it? No, they're just going to hang on to it, and that'll do it. The first quarter is history here. The Skowhegan Indians, the undefeated and #1 seeded team in Eastern Maine Girls Class A, lead the Brunswick Dragons 13-7. Don't go away. Second quarter's coming right back at you after this timeout. Back at the Augusta Civic Center, Dave Cheever along with Amy Vachon and our floor reporter Vim Gibson, and of course you folks at home. And you folks at home, after these games are over and at your leisure, relive some of Maine's favorite television programs at video.mpbn.net. Shows featuring Marshall Dodge, Ralph Levitt Jr., also known as Bud, and many others are now available right on your computer, anytime, anywhere. Go take a look around. Video.mpbn.net. I think you're going to be glad you did. Second quarter ready to be underway here, 13-7 Skowhegan, but Brunswick will open up with the basketball. Reggie Grant signals ready to play, and we're underway, Amy. Hillary Champaign on the floor. Holding high, looking inside. Now brings it to Kelly on the outside.
Wow,
looking down low to Emily Roy, and Roy draws a crowd, and
that was like a swarm of flies. The minute she got the ball, all 4 Skowhegan defenders went in, and wow.
Kenzie Smith not on the floor, so the smaller, the shorter people for Skowhegan, swarming defense. Johnson down court to Poland. Poland on the run is Davis, up and in.
You know what, and credit Poland for that. She turned, faced the basket. She could have passed it to Davis way out at half court. She waited till she got into a position where
Dearborn
she was ready.
for 3, no.
Great job.
And she could have put the ball to the floor and tried to dribble
She
in too.
Absolutely, and she was patient, and she, you know, again, another possession where the person who made the pass, just a great pass.
Skowhegan with the ball in the corner, in the backcourt, looking for Jones, but instead bring it into Amanda Johnson. They get it up court to Nodden, and they set the half-court offense that has proven to be very effective, particularly with Bryant on the sideline with foul trouble. Smith also on the sideline with foul trouble. Johnson looking for Nodden on the cut. Now comes to Poland. She's open for the set shot, no good. Caputi down with a rebound. Poland stops that effort up the floor. They come to Kelly instead. Kelly out high to Dearborn in the corner to Champaign. Champaign looked inside to Roy. Instead they whip it around to Caputi. Skip pass across to Champaign, comes baseline, puts the runner up, no good. And Jones, well positioned for the weak side rebound, gets bumped by Caputi, and Whitney Jones draws the foul. on Caputi, and that'll be the 15th foul on Brunswick.
And Caputi's second foul, and she's going to go to the bench. Jones did a nice job boxing her out.
Tiana Burton comes on the floor for Brunswick, as does Bryant. Heath Cowan leaves Kenzie Smith on the sideline. Roy still on the floor, so Twin Towers out here for Brunswick. Davis for three. High off the rim, no good. Ball pulled down by Kelly. Nice play by Davis to stop the path up court. She comes to Champagne. Now to Kelly, open for the three. Front rimmed it, gets her own rebound, up and in.
Great job by Kelly. She knew it wasn't going in, followed her shot, got the putback.
Jones, bothered by Kelly. One of the unsung heroes of that Brunswick team is Jackie Kelly. She is a tenacious defender. Whitney Jones tries to move her off the play. Comes to Nodden. Nodden in the lane. Ball picked off. Nice play by Tiana Burton. She has the ball on the dribble now. Looking for and finding Bryant. Champagne looks inside to Roy, instead comes around to Burton. Burton in the corner to Kelly. Bryant off to Champagne, open for three. Yes!
Nice job by Bryant.
TJ Halliday said her toes are on the line. It's a two-pointer.
It's a nice pass by Bryant to find Champagne.
Poland. Nodden. Baseline set shot, no good. Smallest player on the court comes up with a rebound. Tiana Burton. She lets fly with a three, no. Kelly picks up the loose ball to Bryant. Bryant in the corner to Champagne. Davis watching.
Nice.
Down low and put up by Roy, and Roy gets pushed.
Roy got really nice position, and you know they've been able to, it was 15-9, they've been able to cut this lead to 4, and that's from their solid half-court defense. You know, they're limiting Skowhegan to one shot. They're playing really, really tough half-court defense, and they've executed the last couple times down the court on the offensive end.
Heath Cowan, coach of the Skowhegan Indians, is going to counter Sam Farrell's move, as he had Roy and Bryant out on the floor. Now Heath Cowan brings in Kenzie Smith, brings Johnson back, and gives Whitney Jones a bit of a break. And Jamie Poland as they go to the sideline. 4:49 to go in the half. TJ Halliday marks the ball ready to play, gives it to Emily Roy, who is shooting the second, and leaves it short. And Nodden has the ball go off her foot out of bounds. It'll be in Brunswick basketball, trailing by 4. Mel Bryant comes on the floor for the Dragons, and Roy comes to the sideline. Good minutes by Emily Roy here in the first half for Sam Farrell and the Brunswick Dragons. And Kelly, and we're going to get a player control foul on Kelly. And I'm going to make a correction. Dakota Foster. It wasn't 10 Bryant, it was Dakota Foster, number 40. And she goes to the sideline, and Roy comes back.
That was about a 5-second.
Dakota, go in, make something happen. And the first thing they did was stick the ball between the backboard and the rim. There was a time when I think TJ could have hit that. But it's a held ball, and the possession arrow pointed the way of the Skowhegan Indians. They've now reversed that, so the next held ball will be Brunswick's. In the meantime, they had to get the ball off the rim. Davis. Smith way out high. Bryant not going out to challenge. Needing some help. Avoid the 5-second call. Now to Davis. Jones not on the floor. Bothers it. Nodden down low. Nice internal bounce pass by Adrian Davis. Bryant, no good. And Nodden down with a loose ball for Skowhegan. Johnson up court to Malloy. Knocked out of bounds. Good hustle by Bryant. Malloy wanted to cross the court with it, but again, as you said, if it's a chest pass, it's going to be difficult to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw the last time down, Davis made a nice bounce pass. You know, bounce passes, it's the most underutilized pass in basketball. It's really hard to steal a bounce pass. Nice
Smith,
move.
nicely done.
She's playing a great game so far for Skowhegan.
8-point lead. Under 4 minutes to play. Becky Champagne comes to Bryant. Out high to Hillary Champagne, around to Kelly. Kelly looking inside to Bryant. Bryant turns on Smith. Gets her own rebound off the side of the backboard, and we get a 3-second call as TJ Halliday was watching traffic come to a halt in the lane.
Well, you know, Skowhegan's defense is just so good right now. I mean, their help defense, the on-the-ball pressure, they're really making Brunswick struggle on the offensive end. Oh, nice steal.
Down low, Burton, no good. Smith on the rebound. Davis now. Kelly bothering Davis. Goes to the floor. Davis keeps going and throws it up. And we're going to have a consult here with Rob Lamar and TJ Halliday. Out of control, player control foul or a blocking foul on Brunswick?
Or a travel.
Or a travel. Or a discussion on where we're going to go for dinner.
Travel.
They're going to go the travel.
Well, you know.
Good call, Amy.
You know how I knew that? One hand was closed and one was open. My
Okay.
brother, the new referee.
But they did discuss it,
They did. But what? Yes, they did. They got it.
and that's good.
I
They
don't
are
know
in
what the
agreement.
closed or the open means, but they were different, so.
Burton tries
Nice
to split the
defense.
defense, throws it up. Smith, big on the defensive glass. Gets it to Johnson, comes cross court to Whitney Jones, who's back on the floor. She kicks it over to Johnson. Johnson comes by Smith, puts the ball up. It's short and knocked out of bounds. It's off Smith or Poland. It'll be a Brunswick basketball. 8-point game, 2:54 to go, second quarter. Winner here plays next week in Portland for the gold ball and state Class A championship in girls action. Can't wait for that one. 27th. Champagne to Champagne. Looks inside to Bryant. Good defense by Bryant. Smith fronting Bryant. Champagne. Becky Champagne. Poland watching her.
All right, just watch the Skowhegan defense. They're all moving. The hands are all up. They're playing great help defense. Brunswick is having a hard time breaking through.
Emily Bryant. Now in the corner, Champagne.
There you
puts the
go.
three.
Nice job by Champagne. Brunswick was patient, and Champagne hit the three.
Johnson for three. And away from the play, Jamie Poland's going to get called for a loose ball foul. Rob Lamar looked at TJ Halliday, wanting to know which way you were going to call this.
Foul is on number 23, Jimmy Poland. Personal foul, number 2.
But you're down by 8, and you have to be so patient on offense. Hillary Champagne did a great job waiting for traffic to clear. Gets the open look and drains the three.
She did, and if you're Skowhegan, as great defense as they were playing, you got to know where the shooters are, and she just had too much room in that possession, you know, on the reversal, knock that down.
Bryant. Kelly forces the play a little bit. No harm as Hillary Champagne picks up the loose ball. Jackie Kelly for three, no good. Dearborn keeps it alive, but Nodden picks it up and it's fouled. The other thing I'm noticing here, and we haven't mentioned her name because she's been on the sidelines, is Lydia Caputi.
Yep.
Has not been in the game, which is one of the things where she has been such a vital cog to their offense and their defense, but particularly offensively, where she hasn't been on the floor. They've had to struggle to figure who's going to be open and who will take that shot.
Well, you know, and I think, you know, Caputi has 2 fouls. She has struggled a little bit offensively here in the first half. Jones has been guarding her. The help defense, anytime any post player on Brunswick gets it, they're double, triple teaming her. So, you know, maybe it's a good thing the last few minutes of this second quarter to watch from the sideline to see what can be open, and to kind of, calm her down and let her come back in the second half.
Dearborn goes to the bench with 2 fouls. 5-point game. Becky Champagne, long rebound into the hands of Nodden, off to Jamie Poland. Soft pass to the middle to Johnson, gets picked off. Kelly on the drive, fouled by Davis. I have a feeling that Adrian was not going to let that ball get to the hoop.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're going to foul someone going in for the basket, as Kelly made a nice drive there, you want to make sure that they're not going to get a 3-point play. I see a lot of times kids go up for layup and a little tap foul, and if you're going to foul them, you want to make sure that they don't get 3 points off the play. And
not to be vicious
no,
about it,
but
just to be effective.
Exactly, and Davis did that time, and
Kelly makes it a 4-point game, and with a make here, she can make it 3. Leaves it short. Poland down to the rebound for Skowhegan. Again, the lazy pass. Becky Champagne anticipates, picks it off. She's open for 3 if she wants it. Off to Hillary Champagne. She wants it. High rebound. Ball kept alive. Now picked up by Davis. Down court pass. Intended for Poland. Grabbed by Champagne. Becky Champagne for 3. Yes!
One of those are bound to go in.
Confidence booster for the Brunswick Dragons, as they have clawed back from 8 down to score 7 straight points. It's a 1-point game under 30 seconds to play, second quarter. This is for the Eastern Maine Girls Class A Championship. Johnson travels.
She did too. She picked up her right pivot foot. And Brunswick here with the ball, they have a chance to take the lead here.
Burton
going into halftime.
Not bashful about putting up the 3-point shot. She comes in for Eliza Halmo. 17.8 seconds to go in the half. Hillary Champagne to Burton. Becky Champagne to Bryant. Brunswick crowd helping out the Dragons. Kelly on the run, and TJ Halliday says that's a player control foul. As Jamie Poland went to the floor and Kelly drove into her. 1.2 seconds to go.
Poland's done that a couple of times tonight, this afternoon rather. Has really stepped in and, sacrificed her body for her team, and that was big, because if that basket goes in for Brunswick, that's big momentum going into the second half.
Kelly picks up her second foul. She goes to the sideline. Good substitution here, and also substituting is Emily Bryant with 1.2 seconds, just to make sure they don't pick up that third foul. That'll do it for the first half of action here at the Augusta Civic Center. You are watching the Eastern Maine Girls Class A final between the Skowhegan Indians, the #1 seed and undefeated thus far this season, and they're having all they can handle with the Brunswick Dragons. 19-18 at the half. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Broadcast of the Maine High School Basketball Tournament on MPBN is made possible by member contributions and by
Healthy Maine Partnerships, reminding you that parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking. It's against the law. Find out more, do more at maineparents.net.
Machias Savings Bank, a community bank committed to the economic development of eastern and northern Maine since 1869. MachiasSavings.com.
New England School of Communications, a Maine school offering a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications. Information online at nescom.edu. Maine's Credit Unions, serving 600,000 people across Maine. Information available at mainecreditunions.org.
Welcome back to the Augusta Civic Center. We're at the half. It's 19-18. Skowhegan leading Brunswick. Nice crowd in here this afternoon. We had nice crowds in here all week. As we're looking in on the Skowhegan band, we're going to look in on a Skowhegan mom, as obviously a lot of these folks come to support their kids. And number 32 in the white uniform this afternoon, Whitney Jones, has at least one important person here watching. That's her mom, and she's with Bim Gibson. Let's go to Bim.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Yeah, we're out here with Whitney Jones's mom. I got to ask you, is it easier being a player, or is it harder being a mom in the stand?
I definitely think the girls work a lot harder, but it is definitely nerve-wracking for the parents in the stands. So.
Now who's this guy?
This is Whitney's younger brother, Gavin.
Now, did your mother do that to you?
Yeah.
Do you do this for all the games?
Only the tournament games.
Only the tournament games. Well, you look very sharp. We look very sharp. So what's your, now I have to ask you a question. I asked Whitney last game after their win. She must be one extremely tired young lady at the end of the game.
She is very much so. She always gives 100% and is totally exhausted at the end, but loves every minute of it.
Well, Coach really expects a lot out of her. I know she runs the offense a lot of the times. Beginning of the game, I saw that she was guarding Brunswick's Caputi, the big girl underneath.
Right. Yeah, she's a very strong defender, as is most of the team, as you can see. And they just really try to get good position, and she can also rebound some. So I think he felt confident putting her up against Caputi.
Now, she's a junior this year, right? But she's been playing pretty much since her freshman year, correct?
Yes, she is. She's been playing varsity all 3 years.
How fun has this season been? No losses.
Yeah, it's been really great. The girls, this is probably, I've been involved in basketball for over 30 years, and this is truly the first team that I truly feel is a complete team. And if you've followed them at all throughout the season, there'll be a different leading scorer in every game, which makes it very difficult for the other team scouting to say, who am I going to guard? Because it may be any of the top 6 that are the leading scorers.
Now, is this your oldest child? Or I should have probably asked this before.
Yes, she is.
So you said you've been involved with basketball for 30 years. What else you been doing?
Well, I actually played throughout school, and then I coached at the AAU and middle school level, and now just enjoy the ride.
All right, so what do you think Coach is telling them right now?
I'm sure take care of the basketball. Uncharacteristic turnovers for us today, so I think really just crisp passes and watch those cross-court ones. So.
All right, well, good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, David, back to you.
Well, Amy, if you're not going to be around, we might
I
have
was going to
Whitney's mother to.
She is one knowledgeable mom over there.
She was either listening to you or she paid attention because those cross-court passes weren't working.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about off air are the turnovers from Skowhegan. And, you know, they were up 19-11, and Brunswick's 7 straight points were because Skowhegan turned the ball over, and Brunswick's 7 straight points. Skowhegan turned the ball over, and they were having trouble with that press. So hats off to Miss Jones over there.
She knows what she's talking about. Now, we're going to have to balance this just a little bit, because if we're going to deal with somebody's parent, well, we might as well make it up for both clubs, as Bim is standing by with Alexa Dearborn's dad. Bim.
Yep, I have Alexa Dearborn's dad here to my right. I also have the Champagne's dad over here to my left. That was a very interesting first half. Now, I know that you folks have been involved as players at one time, as coaches, as parents. Which is the hardest job?
Absolutely, sitting here as a parent.
Would you agree? Do you agree?
I agree 100% because we have absolutely no say at all. But
So what do we think of that first half? I mean, we started off a little bit slow. I mean, your daughter had the first basket of the game, but a nice comeback towards the end.
Well, if Pete's theory holds true, 54% of the teams that score first win the game. I like that. That's the truth, and we've actually tracked that. As coaches, you know, you track that stuff. But in my mind, I mean, we're in this game, and that's all you can ask for. We are definitely the underdog going in. I really like our chances. I mean, we haven't even got into our rhythm yet, and I think once we get into our rhythm, if we can, and stay out of foul trouble, I like our chances.
You said that 50%. Your daughter scored first. Your daughter scored last and next last. But the Champagne girls, they can shoot.
Well, they can sometimes, not all the time. But, you know, again, like Lou said, we're happy. We were down by 8 or 10, and now we're within 1 point. And I think our girls had a little jitters, but I'll tell you what, our kids have come back all their lives, and they play with heart, and I like our chances.
One of the things I saw was the pressure. I think your pressure started to get to them a little bit towards the end of the half.
And I'll tell you what, it always doesn't lead to steals, but it dictates tempo, and that's what it's all about for Brunswick. So.
What are you looking for in the second half? You've been watching this team all year. What do you expect out of Brunswick?
Well, I'll tell you this. This team absolutely plays with all the heart in the world. And we don't have a superstar, and the kids don't even care who scores. They just care about winning, and they will leave everything they have on the floor today, and that's all I care about.
And you guys are going to be okay?
I don't know. Not quite sure, but.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Bim. Yeah, they followed those kids all along, and you can see their heart's in it, too. Yeah, you know, we look at this, we want to credit the defense, but neither team shooting particularly well, and turnovers.
Yeah. And, you know, Brunswick has more turnovers, but the 12 that Skowhegan has, a good number of those came at the end of that second quarter. So, you know, not much to choose from. 1-point game, stats are pretty equal.
And about the way we'd expect it to be. We've got 16 minutes of stop time basketball to go. We're at the half, we're awaiting the third quarter. Both teams are out here. We'll be back at the Augusta Civic Center and the second half of the Eastern Maine Girls Class A final game after these messages.
Broadcast of the Maine High School Basketball Tournament on MPBN is made possible by member contributions and by MEMIC, providing workers' compensation insurance and safety training programs to help make Maine a better, safer place to work. Hammond Lumber Company, offering building supplies, kitchen design, statewide delivery, and customer services throughout Maine since 1953. New England School of Communications, a Maine school offering a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications. Information online at nescom.edu. The Bangor Auditorium and Civic Center. Bangor's Garden Show returns April 23rd through the 25th. Details at basspark.com. The First, committed to a better way to bank with 14 branches along the Maine coast. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
And welcome back to the Augusta Civic Center. The horn is sounded. We're going to get the two teams back out here. 19-18, not a whole lot to choose, and these teams are going to go at it here in the third quarter. I don't expect the defense to back off an inch.
No, not at all. In fact, you'll probably see it get, if it's possible, raise the intensity a little bit more. But I think for Brunswick, the second half is, you know, depending on how successful they are with continuing the pressure defense, continuing to try and turn Skowhegan over. And if you're Skowhegan, the exact opposite. You want to be able to handle that pressure. And when they handled it in the first half, they were able to get up to that 8-point lead. So it's really going to see which team is able to execute their game plan the best.
The original starting fives for both teams back out on the floor. Brunswick has the ball to open the second half. Alexa Dearborn looking for Eliza Halmo. Halmo says, wait a minute, give me the ball. She looked back at Alexa, she was waiting for the pass. Yeah. All right, Dearborn looking inside. Drops it off for Bryant. Smith watching her. Caputi out high. Whitney Jones in her face where she was much of the first half. Halmo down low to Bryant, up and in. Nice play, Emily Bryant.
Nice pass, too.
Good recognition.
Absolutely.
Steal by Dearborn. Smith hands the ball off to Jones. Davis back to Smith. And they break the press as Adrian Davis into the front court. Pull-up jumper, banks it home. Nice play, Adrian Davis.
Yeah, that's a tough shot. Jump shot, crossover jump shot. Nice job by Davis.
Halmo loops it down low to Caputi. Jones steals it. Avoids traffic from Dearborn. Gets it to Nodden. Down low.
Nice pass.
Nice play as Jamie Poland finds herself wide open. Taking advantage of the double team. She was left unguarded. Kelly loses the ball in the dribble. Poland picks it up. Off to Jones.
Oh, nice cross.
Oh, she had a lane for a minute. Nodden to Davis. Loops it down low to Jones. Jones into the lane. Pop-up jumper, no good. And ball goes out of bounds. Off Skowhegan as Poland couldn't control the rebound. Dearborn to inbound, 23-20. And as you said, some of that intensity actually heightened here. Halmo, full court pressure. Jones comes over to help. Caputi into the front court. Pulls up, makes it.
Nice shot, and that's Caputi right there. You know, we didn't see it too much in the first half, but she was able to rest, kind of check out what the game plan was, and hits her first shot of the second
She was
half.
powering through the shots in the first half. That one had a nice release, nice and relaxed. 1-point game again. Davis, Hummel bothering her, down low to Nodden. Nodden blocked by Dearborn. Nice play, Alexa Dearborn on defense. Eliza Hummel on the dribble. We cross on to the 6-minute mark. Dearborn. Half-court set offense here. Hummel tries to go down low to Kelly. Loose ball goes to the floor, kept alive. Dearborn going at it, and Poland. Hummel picks it up to Caputi. Caputi, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Whitney Jones. Caputi wasn't exactly under control coming through there.
No, she wasn't, but Jones was still moving, you know, and you'll see it right here. She was sliding to the right and got called for the block.
Well, she had an established position.
Right.
She was in the area. That helped.
Unfortunately.
Poland goes to the sideline, and Johnson back in for Skowhegan. Dearborn inbounds to Caputi. Back to Dearborn, and as she cuts through the defense, she gets fouled and will go to the free throw line. She can give Brunswick the lead for the first time in a long while.
And give Dearborn credit, you know, she inbounded the ball to Caputi, posted right up, and you'll see she split the defenders. You had Davis and Johnson there, didn't put the ball on the ground, just pivoted, split right through, and drew the foul.
First foul on Johnson. Good look at Alexa Dearborn. Ties the score at 23. If she makes this, and she does, the Brunswick Dragons have a lead in the second half on Skowhegan. That hasn't happened much this year in any of the games Skowhegan has had.
And again, the pressure.
Ooh. And Caputi, as Jones picked her up at the half-court line, Caputi picked up the dribble, shuffled the feet, we get the turnover. Jones is exceptionally quick.
She is a great defender. As her mom said, she's a great defender. Her feet are always moving, and she's strong, too.
Johnson, Dearborn on her hip. Johnson puts up the runner, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Nice job by Johnson. You know, she wanted to
Nobody
be the
stepped
aggressive.
out to stop her.
No, and you know, she saw that, and too many times we see players, you'll see it right here, she kept going, and you're right, no one came up to stop her, and she was able to pick up the foul. Too many times we see players drive and they pick up their dribble for no reason. You know, there's no one in their way. That time Johnson didn't do that and did a nice job.
Nodden goes to the sideline for Skowhegan, and Dearborn checks out for Brunswick. Jamie Poland back into the game for the Indians, and Becky Champagne on the floor for the Brunswick Dragons. 5:03 to go, third quarter. Johnson gets the second of two and makes it to tie the game at 24. Good mental toughness check here on both these clubs. Brunswick has been involved in a lot of close games this year. Becky Champagne to Bryant. Caputi for three. No.
Nice
Bryant
rebound.
slicing in for the rebound. Champagne for three. No. Smith down with a loose ball. Looking for help. Runs over Kelly. No call.
She did run her over, too.
Up court to Johnson. They try to go across the lane to Poland, and the ball is knocked off Becky Champagne and out of bounds. It'll stay Skowhegan. 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Smith goes to the sideline, Nodden back in. These coaches are working overtime too. Davis to inbound. Comes to Johnson, in the corner to Davis. Takes the pick, looks back at Poland, doesn't go. Jones. Bryant jumps out on her. Look at the wingspan on Emily Bryant. Jones thinks he can get by her, throws the ball out of bounds. Heath Cowan makes eye contact with Whitney Jones. He was asking Reggie Grant, didn't somebody touch it? And he said, no. No, your player just cut from where the pass was going, and it went out of bounds. They still talk as Reggie Grant comes by Cowan. Kelly on the run. And we're going to get a player control foul again on Jackie Kelly, and Whitney Jones standing tall. This time she had established the position.
Absolutely, and that was the difference between when she got called for the foul against Caputi and Kelly. She was definitely there. Kelly got caught in the air, and you'll see it right here. She's definitely, that's like the picture-perfect charge, if you want to see it. If you want to know what a charge is, that's what a charge is.
There's what it looks like. We don't want you to know what it feels like.
No. I don't think anyone really likes how it feels.
Kelly goes to the sideline with the 3 fouls. Tiana Burton back on the floor for Brunswick. And we get a reach-in foul here on Hillary Champagne. Davis will inbound. We're tied at 24 with under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. The winner here will go to the state game on the 27th. Nice anticipation by Burton. And again, as you were saying, that chest pass isn't going to make it. Not going that speed. Caputi doesn't go. Jones comes in for the rebound.
Nice.
Fakes the pass, puts it up, no good. Ball kept alive by Bryant. Out of the pack comes Burton. Crosses over, drives on Davis, no good. Jones again with a rebound.
I was going to say, here they come again. Turning into a track meet here.
That's all right.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah. Adrian Davis said, okay, everybody breathe. Jones. Caputi jumps out on her defensively. Davis measures, doesn't go. Bryant. Big defensive rebound. As she and Caputi take up a lot of room inside, particularly with Mackenzie Smith not on the floor. She's ready to come in for Skowhegan. Bryant hands the ball off to Hillary Champagne. Goes to Becky. Now Caputi. Nobody cutting inside. There's 2.5 to go. Now Bryant down low. Goes outside to Champagne. No good. Ball knocked to Hillary Champagne. Bryant puts it back up, and she's going to go to the free throw line, and she gets triple teamed.
And that time, Brunswick got 3 looks at the basket. You know, the initial shot she didn't make, but after Champagne's second shot, you get Bryant again getting the offensive rebound, and Poland from the back just grabbed her right across the arms.
Well, again, without Kenzie Smith on the floor at 6'1", you're asking some of the shorter players to go in against Caputi and particularly in this case Emily Bryant, who's been big on both ends of the floor in the rebounding.
Well, and I think, you know, with that being said, if the girls from Skowhegan are boxing out the way they were in the first half, you know, you can still get the rebounds. But as the game goes, at the beginning of the game, it's always easier to focus on what you need to do because you've just been told it's the beginning of the game. As the game goes on, sometimes it gets more difficult, and Skowhegan needs to refocus and get back to boxing out.
Dragons up by 1, 25-24, and it stays up by 1. Smith with the rebound on the floor. Nodden across the half-court line. Gets it back to Davis, looks inside to Smith. Smith on the run, and we're going to get a reach-in foul here on, it looks like Hillary Champagne.
And, you know, good idea by Champagne to help, but you got to give Smith a step to land. She went up to catch the ball, and as she landed, Champagne was right there. So
Heath Cowan calling out the play that he wants on the inbound. Because he's asking whether she's getting shooting. Was Mackenzie Smith in a shooting motion?
She was just trying to land. She couldn't get him down.
Well, give Cowan credit. Poland kicks it outside to Johnson. Johnson. Burton all over her. And they'll reset as we cross under the 2-minute mark. A 1-point lead for the number 3rd seed, the Brunswick Dragons. Smith outside the 3-point arc. Come to Nodden. Out to Johnson. She's open for 3. No. Caputi with a rebound. One and done again for the Skowhegan Indians. Back comes Hillary Champagne. Comes to Burton, looks inside to Caputi. Nothing there. 1.5 to go in the quarter. Bryant looking to Caputi, gets the ball to her now. Lydia trying to find some room, comes to Champagne. Champagne tries to go back to Bryant, ball picked off. Nodden to Davis. And Adrian Davis brings it into the front court. Crosses in front of Hillary Champagne, puts up the runner, it's good.
That was a great move by Davis. Crossover in for right-handed running jump shot and made it and got fouled.
Skowhegan retakes the lead. That is not easy.
No, you can see right here. Champagne reached across, and it's a tough shot to even attempt, never mind for it to go in.
If you're playing in your backyard, you don't make 10 out of 10 of those. At the line, Adrian Davis makes the free throw, and we got a 2-point lead. Jones is going to come into the game for Skowhegan, and Adrian Davis goes to the sideline. Gets a nice word of encouragement from Coach Keith Cowan. And Skowhegan picks up the full court pressure. Inbound to Lydia Caputi.
Nice save.
Almost lost it out of bounds. Tries to go back to Becky Champagne, now back to Caputi. Again, she picks up the dribble. And we get a quick timeout by Sam Farrell, as he didn't want to have a turnover in the backcourt. Caputi didn't look at all that comfortable with the ball on the dribble.
Yeah, and the passes definitely weren't crisp coming out for Brunswick, trying to break that press. You know, they're kind of bouncing on the floor and not getting it into the position where their teammates can catch the ball.
59 seconds to go in the third quarter, 2-point game. And again, the first of two. We're going to have a split admission here, so the folks who are in here now will leave and make room for the nightcap, as the Edward Little Red Eddies out of Auburn and the Brewer Witches will play for the Eastern Maine Boys Class A Championship at 7 o'clock. Stay tuned for that. But we have this business to take care of first. And right now, anybody's ball game. Eliza Halmo into the front court to Becky Champagne. She lets it fly, yes.
I was going to say, someone missed an assignment there, because Champagne was wide open.
And a flop by Tiana Burton. You don't see that called very often.
Yeah. You see, she was called for a technical foul because she fell down. And the rule is they call it flopping. You know, if you flop, you'll get a technical, and you'll see it right there.
Jones hadn't really touched her. It was right in front of our table here, and TJ Halliday calls a technical foul on the flop play on Tiana Burton. And Johnson misses the free throw. Burton's going to the sideline. Sam Farrell tries to explain to her on the way by, just quickly, you're okay, you're okay. You did the right thing. Emily Roy on the floor for Brunswick. Johnson misses both free throws. Well, it was no foul and no harm, right?
The ball doesn't lie. Isn't that what they always say? I'm telling you. I think there's some truth to that statement, but.
Whitney Jones to inbound. And she says, well, I know I didn't run her over. And Nodden avoids the backcourt.
Yeah, that was
nice
a nice play by Nodden.
Instant recognition, and the ball back to Jones. Skowhegan trailing by 1. Hamo jumps out defensively on Whitney Jones. Like, nobody flop here. They're going to call it. Johnson, and hand check on Becky Champagne. That's the 7th team foul, and Johnson said, oh, great, I got to go back to the free throw line. I just missed 2.
It'll be a little easier this time. There will be people around her. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, you know, when you're all alone on that free throw line.
Looking, particularly in this building where you enter this limbo background because it goes all the way to the concession stand. You're going, all right, I know how far it's supposed to be. Burton on the floor again. As she can hit the long-range shot, and she's not afraid to take it. Johnson around the rim, no good, and Lydia Caputo down on the loose ball for Brunswick. They have the lead in the ball and may hold for 1. Halmo to Becky Champagne. Off to Eliza Halmo. Jamie Poland providing the defense. Caputi in the corner. Skip pass across to Burton. Down to Halmo. Halmo, baseline, puts it up off the end of the side of
Oh,
the backboard.
nice.
And Bryant slices in for the rebound, and with 0.8 seconds to go in the third quarter, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. She gets a high five from Lydia Caputi.
Yeah, Bryant, has had a real solid game today. She's always around the basketball. Look, you can see her just following. She catches it, goes right up for it, right up for the shot. She's just played a real strong game for Brunswick.
Whitney Jones gets called for a third, but again, she wanted to make sure that ball would not make the rim. Bryant misses the first. Roy back in the game. 0.8 seconds to go here in the quarter. And Caputi goes to the sideline. She'll get 0.8 seconds more of rest. I'm sure that'll matter. Bryant dips and shoots and misses it. We have a 1-point game with 8 minutes to go. The Brunswick Dragons lead the undefeated and number 1 seed, the Skowhegan Indians. We'll be back for the fourth quarter of play in the Eastern Maine Girls Class A Championship at the Augusta Civic Center in just a minute. We're back at the Augusta Civic Center. I'm Dave Cheever along with Amy Vachon and Bim Gibson. And what you see in the bottom of your screen, really, how many of you thought that it would be 39 years? 39 years. It's the 39th annual MPBN Great TV Auction. It's just around the corner. Already over 1,000 items are available for previewing on the MPBN website. Bidding starts on the Ides of March, March 15th. Don't miss out. The 39th annual MPBN Great TV Auction. mpbn.net/auction. It's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun here. We got 8 minutes of basketball to go. It's a 1-point game. While we're away ever so briefly, Bim Gibson goes, that was a flop? And the answer is, yeah, it was, because that's what Mr. Holliday saw, and he's not afraid to call it. And Eliza Halmo, as Whitney Jones dribbles into the front court, gets called on the hand check.
Yeah, and Brunswick needs to just be smart and be careful here. They're every time they foul from here on out, they're putting Skowhegan at the free throw line, and Skowhegan hasn't connected here lately, but you can't put good shooters like this on the line too often.
You are watching Skowhegan and Brunswick. We want to welcome the audience from the Eastern Maine tournament site in Bangor. And congratulations to Washington Academy, victorious today over Dover Foxcroft and the Mighty Ponies, 68 to 50. Here, we're tied at 28 in the Eastern Maine Girls Class A final. And Jones, high arcing and successful free throw, puts Skowhegan back in the lead by 1. Hillary Champagne comes to Bryant. Back to Champagne, and she travels. The shuffle of the feet.
And give Johnson credit. She jumped, helped try to jump. And Champagne, instead of catching and looking, she caught it and went to put it on the floor and shuffled her feet.
Reggie Grant, the lead official of this trio, made that call. TJ Halliday, you see him there in front of Sam Farrell, the Brunswick coach. Robbie Lamar, the other official in this three-man crew. Johnson on the dribble, watched by Becky Champagne. Comes to Adrian Davis, down low to Smith. Ball tipped away by Hillary Champagne, off to Becky, and here the Brunswick Dragons come with a chance to regain the lead. 30 seconds gone, fourth quarter. Becky Champagne holding high, waiting for traffic. Now to Bryant. Bryant looking inside to Caputi, goes down low to Hillary Champagne and overthrows the target.
And all of a sudden, the students who are so quiet most of this game, both sections are on their feet and really getting into this game.
TJ Halliday and Kenzie Smith share a little joke there. There's no back wall here to have the ball bounce off, so they have to run it down. Caputi knocks the ball free, now picked up by Smith, and we get a quick timeout by Heath Cowan.
Wow.
As Smith picked up the ball, and with no clear possession, that was a 10-second call waiting to happen. Good look at Heath Cowan and Adrian Davis. Good. clearly he has their attention, and I think he has their regard too. Heath Cowan has got these kids so they listen to him, and he's not losing it with them. He will, on occasion, talk to the officials, but he has the girls' ears.
Yeah, he really does. And you know, when you watch him on the sideline, he's right in the game with them, cheering them on, encouraging them. You know, enthusiastic, and they do. You can tell they respect him, and they are trying to execute the game plan he's put out as best they can.
Jones, Jackie Kelly on defense for Brunswick. She has 3 fouls, but she also is a tenacious defender, and she's chasing Jones around. Jones gets the ball, gets double teamed with Becky Champagne. Adrian Davis takes the ball to the basket. Ball put back up by Jamie Poland, knocked out of bounds, and it will be off Poland, says Rob Lamar, and it'll be a Brunswick basketball. Liz Nodden back on the floor for Skowhegan, and Johnson goes to the sideline. 6:50 to go, 4th quarter. Nice competitive game here. Neither team has played as well as it has shown in the tournament at various points, but that's, I think, testimony to the fact that both of them are playing very strong defense. Champagne. Hillary comes to Champagne. Becky, number 25. Bryant comes out to get some help, and Becky Champagne tells Reggie Grant, I got held on that play. Did you see that?
And he didn't even look at her.
If he looked at her, he didn't acknowledge her. He just looked right through it. We will have no wine before it's time. Becky Champagne, Poland, watching her. Bryant looking down low.
Nice.
Takes the ball and leaves it short. And Kelly and Smith go to the floor, and Reggie Grant steps in, and even though they both went at it and grabbed hard, and Jackie Kelly not stepping back at all.
No.
Watch this. As Kenzie Smith tried to rip it free, so did Jackie Kelly. Why can't we all just get along? Hillary Champagne. Yes.
Nice shot by Champagne. And good.
Kelly on the steal
Oh.
to Dearborn, up and in. Davis. Caputi knocks it free. Poland down to Jones. Took a look. Bryant was back on defense. Jones open for 3. Caputi watching her. Poland on the pick. Whitney Jones coming to Nodden. Loops it into Smith. Smith gets fouled.
And you know, that was a nice pass. It was high looping, and Kenzie Smith is so tall. She's 6'1". When you get it up where no one else can get it, she's able to catch that. And Smith did a nice job catching it. You see right there, turning and going right up with it. And Dearborn just picked up her 4th foul.
Well, Alexa Dearborn, by virtue of who they have on this team, she has to play inside. And she's going in among the trees like Kenzie Smith, and it's difficult for her because she has to be reaching up, she has to be reaching in. And she picks up her 4th foul. I think she's going to stay on the floor. Smith misses them both. Caputi down with a loose ball. 3-point lead here for the Dragons. Their fans are in it. Bryant holding high. Champagne, Kelly, Dearborn. No hurry here for the Dragons in their set offense. Caputi on the handoff to Kelly, and Jackie Kelly travels. Brunswick. Full court pressure defense. Caputi lets Davis by. Smith. 4:45 to go and counting. Jones. Kelly has done a great job defensively on Jones. She early not taking the ball too often to the basket. She does there, leaves it short. The ball's kept alive. Nodden with it.
Nice.
Into the lane, puts it up and in.
Nice move by Nodden.
And a quick timeout by Heath Cowan, and we got a 1-point game again with 4.5 to go.
Yeah, one of the things that's been interesting about this game too is that Skowhegan has some very good three-point shooters, Davis, Jones, Johnson, and we really haven't seen that much from them. And credit Brunswick's defense, they're right in their face. They would rather try and get them to penetrate a little bit with help defense. But really I don't know if they have a three this game. If they do, they only have one. Which has been, it's tough because when that's a part of your game and it's taken away from you.
Okay, now you've played enough where they haven't been shooting them. Is it at least in the mind a little bit? We haven't tried one. Do we really want to? Do we feel confident in the flow of this thing that we can let it fly?
I think so, absolutely. I mean, they're shooters. They've shot their whole life, and I think they just haven't had open shots, and they're not going to force three-pointers up, but again, credit Brunswick. They're in their face all the time, and they're not allowing Skowhegan to have open shots. But if they're open, I say shoot it. Why not?
Gee, I wonder if you ever did that.
Never.
Nodden steals the inbounds as they tried to get the ball to Kelly. Caputi underpassed the ball, and Kelly undercut the pass. Ball goes out of bounds off Jackie Kelly.
Somehow Kelly and Smith keep getting tangled up. That was a nice hustle on both teams.
I think neither of them at this point is going to wish the other a miscongeniality award. Davis looking for help, comes to Nodden. Nodden holding, comes to Jones. Kelly guarding Jones. Poland sets the pick. Jones. Now Bryant jumps out on her. Whitney still with the dribble. Crossover into the lane. Jump stop. Puts it.
Yeah.
She tried to go down low to Smith and instead got fouled.
I'm not sure how that matchup took place. I didn't see if they had to switch, but Jones did a nice job recognizing that Bryant was on her, and
well, Poland set the pick and knocked Kelly off the play.
Okay, so it was a screen, and they switched, and Jones was able to take Bryant to the basket.
Jones ties the game at 32. Brunswick comes in here the third seed in Eastern Maine Girls Class A. They've had a nice tournament, and Sam Farrell's done a wonderful job of these kids. We said as we open this game, as Jones misses the second, we're tied at 32. Brunswick is playing the best basketball of its season right now, and as a coach, that's what you're looking for, hoping for. Champagne.
Nice.
Jones, good defensively, but Hillary Champagne picks it up. Looks inside to Dearborn. Ball knocked aside by, it looks like Johnson or Nodden, as Reggie Grant's going to come out and call the foul. And it's going to be a Johnson. Only the 15th foul on the Skowhegan Indians. Dearborn to inbound, comes across the lane. Ball put up, around, and in. Champagne. Davis, Dearborn, already with the 4 fouls. Not stepping back an inch on defense. And a carry on Johnson. And a 2-point lead in the ball to the Brunswick Dragons. Skowhegan, full court pressure defense. Dearborn on the dribble. Taking a look around, picks the ball up. Comes to Bryant in the middle, they break the press. Kelly into the front court, and she travels. And Sam Farrell's trying to say, he didn't carry, she didn't carry. And Rob Lamar says, yeah, she did. And
if that was a carry on the other end, this is a carry down here.
But at least he's got a smile on his face, as for both Lamar and Halliday, he was pleading his case, but he knew he wasn't going to get the call changed.
Oh, nice hustle.
And Reggie Grant says the ball is off Johnson, as Hillary Champagne takes a good piece of the hardwood floor here at the Augusta Civic Center. 34-32, Brunswick with the lead in the ball. Hillary Champagne gets away from Davis. Off to Dearborn. Jones on the steal. Has Johnson ahead of her. Smith in the middle.
Nice
Down low to
pass.
Smith. Puts it up and in.
Wow,
We're
great.
tied.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Jones and even a nicer finish by Smith.
Well, again, Smith had a choice. Do I take it to the rim, or do I do that nice soft, just bank it home? And Mackenzie Smith makes the right choice. We're tied at 34, under 3. Champagne to Dearborn.
Nice defense.
Smith
Jeez.
steals it. Gets a hand in the passing lane and another lazy pass. And Skowhegan on the steal with the ball, 2.5 to go, fourth quarter. Davis sets the half-court offense in motion. Johnson on the cut, puts it up and in.
Big shot by Johnson.
And a quick timeout by Heath Cowan. Amanda Johnson has been victimized here the last 3 minutes. Turnover here, foul there. And now to be able to get that in, she floats one home to give Skowhegan the lead by 2 with 2:23 to go.
If you look at that, you go back to those free throws she had when she shot the technical foul when there was no one around her. And then when she missed them, hits that shot when you have 5 people around her. But that was a great take. You know, she saw she could beat her defender, took it right into the paint and hit that running shot. And it's a big basket. I mean, you give Skowhegan the lead by 2. They've been down here a lot in the fourth quarter, down or tied. They really haven't had the lead. So that's a big basket for Johnson.
And for all of the effort that has gone into this game, nobody in Skowhegan is in foul trouble.
Yeah, and they still only have 5 team fouls, so they still have a foul that they can give before Brunswick is in the 1-and-1.
All right, Dragons to inbound. Alexa Dearborn. She has the full range of the end line if she wants to use it. Doesn't need it. Hillary Champagne on the dribble. Watched by Davis. She's going to pick up a double team. Comes to the middle of the floor. Good choice by Champagne. Now takes a look. Tries to come into Caputi. Knocked back into Hillary Champagne's hands. Becky Champagne out high. 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 2-point game. Hillary Champagne. Johnson on her. Dearborn calling for the ball in the corner. Too late. Jones spotted it, moved out defensively. Now handing off to Johnson.
See, Brunswick has 4 guards out here right now with Brian on the bench, looking to get some penetration.
Smith guarding Caputi, fronting her. Hillary Champagne asks for help from Dearborn. Looks inside to Caputi. No pass available there. Comes to Becky Champagne. She
wanted it.
She will shoot the 3 if you let her. Hillary Champagne gets around Johnson, puts the ball up and in.
Hillary Champagne has had a great game and a really tough fourth quarter. I mean, she's the one keeping them in this game.
And now it's Sam Farrell's turn to call a quick timeout as we're tied at 36 with 1:19 to go in the fourth quarter. If you've just tuned into this one, you can imagine the game you've missed. As the Eastern Maine Class A Girls, it's a great time to tune in. And again, the Edward Little Brewer boys game will be coming up at 7 o'clock, providing this game is over by then.
That would be one long game.
Yes, it would.
We'll see right now, you know, Brunswick is going to come out with this full court pressure they've been putting on Skowhegan all game. We'll see. Skowhegan's done a better job in this fourth quarter of handling that pressure, but they really need to be able to break this pressure, not turn it over, and get into a half-court set. If you're Brunswick, you just want to attack them and try and make them turn it over.
Good decision here by Sam Farrell. Not to get into second guessing these guys, but with Alexa Dearborn having 4 fouls, he's leaving her on the bench for this inbound play with 1:19 to go. Rather than risk fouling her out, he's going to need her offensively. Smith inbounds to Davis. Kelly guarding Davis. Davis bringing it up the left side. Poland sets a pick. Nodden off the short pass by Davis. Davis back with it. Comes to Johnson. Puts it up off the rim. No good. Smith over the back. No good. And TJ Halliday is going to say, Kenzie Smith, you came over the back, and that's going to be the foul, and it's only the 16th foul, but with 1:01 to go, her third foul. And here comes Dearborn back in, and Bryant comes to the sideline. Interesting decision here.
Well, I think Brunswick likes the look of the 4 guards on the offense, especially coming down to the wire.
And essentially matching up the 4 guards for Skowhegan with Caputi in the middle, for Brunswick. Becky Champagne, Jones watching her. 45 seconds to go. Hillary Champagne to Becky. In the corner to Jackie Kelly, and a quick timeout by Sam Farrell. 40 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 36-36. The winner plays next Saturday for the gold ball. The loser's going to look at this game and think, oh boy, were we close.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Farrell comes out with for, a half-court set here with 40 seconds left. Do you hold it for the last shot? Do you try and run out the time to, to work it to the end of the game? Do you go for a pick and roll with Caputi and Champagne? What do you do? If you're Skowhegan, you just got to keep that aggressive defense that they've been playing. And the minute a shot goes up, you need to make sure that you box out and get that rebound.
You have to know where your player is. Alexa Dearborn comes over to Reggie Grant, wants to know where is the ball. It's in the corner. Kids are composed, the officials are composed, fans are going nuts. Dearborn looking to inbound. Comes to Kelly. Champagne in the corner to Becky Champagne. Double team coming with Nodden. It's out high. It looks as if Brunswick is willing to settle for the one shot and take their chances. Hillary Champagne, Jones watching her.
Oh.
Gets away from traffic. Gets it off to Dearborn. Poland on Dearborn. Dearborn down the lane. Puts it up. Off the rim, too strong. Off the backboard, rather. Loose ball goes to the floor, and a travel call on Lydia Caputo. 8.2 seconds to go, and Rob Lamar and TJ Halliday are going to go over this one. Which way do you want to go?
Well, I think Coach Farrell was trying to get a timeout and wanted to see if she had control of the ball, and Halliday and Reggie Grant were not sure if she did.
And this is one of the other things that works well here is they do have the consultation. 8.2 seconds to go. This is a big call.
Yeah, it is. And they decided that she didn't have control of it. So it was a travel, and Skowhegan will have the basketball.
And now we get the timeout call.
And that was Skowhegan.
He would have preferred it before the turnover.
Well, I think that at least they gave it to Coach Cowan and Skowhegan that time. They didn't charge it to Brunswick, at least.
Sam Farrell is giving instructions on what he wants because he knows.
And
my guess is going to be Jones.
Well, yeah, I just saw him look at Whitney Jones and say, make something happen. Yeah. And that's what you have. I mean, Jones is the point guard. She makes this team go, and they want to get her the ball with 8 seconds is a lot of time.
They have to travel the length of the court, and Brunswick cannot foul. It's a 2-shot foul.
Exactly, yeah. And, yeah, they just got to get her the ball and get out of the way.
Here's Jones with the basketball. Gets the double team. Smith. They beat the press. Down court to
Oh, my gosh.
Nodden up. In.
Oh, my God.
At the buzzer, and the Skowhegan Indians will go to the state championship game next Saturday. Liz Nodden. As Skowhegan broke the press, Nodden with an improbable shot.
I think that was Nodden's first basket of the game.
I don't know who jumped higher, Liz Nodden or Heath Cowan.
You can see it right here. She went up, came down, and went right back up. Great shot by Nodden.
And everybody went airborne. What a big play by Liz Nodden. 8.2 seconds to get the ball up the court. They used every bit of that clock. Brunswick Dragons, what a game. What a game they played. Athletic Director Gene Keeney going through the line, congratulating his girls as well as the Skowhegan girls. Classy display there by the athletic administrator for Brunswick High School. Skowhegan is going to the state game. Brunswick gets to go home, and they are, as you would expect,
Emily Bryant.
Close to
5.
distraught.
Alexa Dearborn.
That
5.
close.
I mean,
Becky Champagne.
I thought when Davis got it at half court, you could almost guarantee that this game was going to go into overtime, because when she went to go pass it down low, I didn't think there was any way that Nottin would be able to catch that. But I'll tell you, if we have that replay again, Nottin got off the ground. She's jumped for that ball.
Number
and,
10 is on your right.
Wow, that was a great play. And I mean, she's not one that scored a lot in this game, but she got the most important basket.
Adrian Davis is the high scorer for Skowhegan today with 11 points. But the 2 points scored by Liz Nodden are putting them in the state game. 8.2 seconds to go in this one. Critical travel call. Heath Cowan calls the timeout, says, all right, this is what we're gonna do. They put the ball in the hands of Whitney Jones. She gets double teamed. They go back to Kenzie Smith. She whips it to Adrian Davis at the half court. Davis on the long heave. Here you go.
See right here.
Davis. Look at what they have to throw over here to get the ball
And watch
to Nodden.
Nodden jump up, get that ball, comes down, goes right back up with it.
If she had put the ball to the floor on a dribble, she wouldn't have had the time.
Not the time, and I'll tell you, and it would have been blocked because you had 3 Brunswick defenders right there ready to defend her, but she didn't give them time. And it was give Davis credit for even attempting that pass. I mean, we talked all game about chest passes, and you have to have a nice lob or a bounce pass, and that was so high. The only person that could get it was Nodden if she went up.
But look at the extension that Emily Bryan had on defense. That ball barely got through.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose they practice that. They must. Wow, what a finish. And congratulations to both teams. Frankly, the Brunswick Dragons came in here, the number 3 seed, played so well. Let's go now to the table, and Bill McManus, the athletic director at Lawrence High School.
Director of Lawrence High School, and Rick Wilson, principal, Skowhegan Area High School.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Maine Principals Association, I'd like to congratulate both teams on their excellent tournaments, their outstanding play throughout the tournament, and their exceptional sportsmanship. As you think back to this regional tournament, may your memories always be positive, and may you take with you a pride that gave you the best effort and that you represented yourselves and your communities with great dignity. To begin the award presentation, I'd ask Sam Farrell of Brunswick High School and his assistant coaches to come forward for the individual presentations.
For Brunswick, the manager, a junior, Jen Winsler.
I'll tell you, I'll tap you each time.
Freshman, Dakota Foster. Freshman, Lydia Caputi. Sophomore, Cassandra Morano. Sophomore, Melanie Bryant. Sophomore, Laura Pavin. Sophomore, Liz Faulkner. Sophomore, Becky Champagne. Junior, Tiana Burton. Junior, Emily Roy. Senior, Kayla Lucas. Senior, Hillary Champagne. Senior, Eliza Helmo. Senior Jackie Kelly. Co-captain Junior Emily Bryant. Senior co-captain Alexa Dearborn.
And would the captains for Brunswick High School please come forward? On behalf of the Maine Principals Association, I'd like to present this plaque emblematic of the 2010 Girls Eastern Maine Regional Class A Runners-Up, and congratulations.
Give him a second to go out.
He's going to announce that. Oh,
No, you're going to be doing that.
yeah, but isn't he going to say anything? All right.
You all set for the Al Holiday? Okay, got it nice and loud.
The Al Halliday Leadership Award is presented to the outstanding Class A girls tournament player who best exemplifies those leadership characteristics exhibited by Mr. Halliday during his long and distinguished career as a school administrator, basketball official, and site manager of officials for the Western Maine Tournament. Presenting the award this afternoon are Jeff Kinney and Rich McGovern. This year's recipient is number 32 of Skowhegan High School, Whitney Jones.
Eastern Maine champion, Skowhegan High School. Head coach Heath Cowan, please come forward to make his presentations.
Manager, sophomore, Tyler Kortemash. Freshman, Adriana Martineau. Freshman, Chelsea Whittemore. Sophomore, Allison Redmond. Sophomore, Megan Perkins. Sophomore, Zoe Pease. Sophomore, Jenna Williams. Freshman, Cheyenne Malloy. Sophomore, Amanda Johnson. Senior, Jamie Poland. Senior, Kenzie Smith. Tri-Captain Junior, Adrian Davis. Junior, Whitney Jones. And Senior, Liz Naughton.
Captains for Skowhegan, please come forward. On behalf of the Maine Principals Association, would like to present this plaque, emblematic of the 2010 Eastern Maine Regional Class A Girls Basketball Champions, to the Indians of Skowhegan High School with our heartiest congratulations.
And there you see it. What a great ending for a senior, Liz Nodden. Tremendous play and a tremendous game for both clubs. We're going to be talking to the victors, the Skowhegan Indians, the Eastern Maine Class A Girls Champions, when we return. They're going to get some pictures taken, and we're going to do a little bit of business. We'll be back to the Augusta Civic Center after this timeout.
Broadcast of the Maine High School Basketball Tournament on MPBN is made possible by member contributions and by
Healthy Maine Partnerships, reminding you that parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking. It's against the law. Find out more, do more at maineparents.net.
Machias Savings Bank, a community bank committed to the economic development of eastern and northern Maine since 1869. MachiasSavings.com.
New England School of Communications, a Maine school offering a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications. Information online at nescom.edu.
Maine's Credit Unions, serving 600,000 people across Maine. Information available at mainecreditunions.org.
Welcome back to the Augusta Civic Center. Dave Cheever along with Amy Vachon, and our floor reporter Bim Gibson is going to be standing by with the Skowhegan Indians. 7 o'clock game for the boys Eastern Maine title between Brewer and Edward Little. Be sure to join us for that, but right now join us for Bim Gibson and your Eastern Maine girls Class A champions, the Skowhegan Indians.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Coach, what do you got there?
A little prize for all their hard work. Great job by the kids today. Obviously, great effort by the Brunswick kids. They battled hard. We got out on them early. They made a run. They took the lead. Testament to our kids, though. We never hung our heads. We kept right after it.
I mean, that was a game, went back and forth. Obviously, the two best teams definitely represented the two communities. Phenomenal for us watching. It was a great game. Coming down to the stretch, I think they'd taken one of their first leads of the game. I think they were up by 2. Timeout. What are you telling your kids in the sidelines? Probably about 3 minutes left in the game.
You know, honestly, you can ask them. It's just continue to do what we do. I think we got away from that a little bit towards the middle of the basketball game. Coach Carboni always says it's not about what just happened. It's about what you do next. And I thought our kids really reacted to the moment very, very well.
I mean, they were so disciplined coming down. Even that last play, I mean, fundamentally everything had to go perfect for that shot to work.
Yeah, I'd like to say that's the way we drew it up, but we have a play, and Whitney does what she needs to do to make it happen, and Liz finished the shot off. So, and I think in 4 seconds, 4 players touched the ball. So it wasn't about anybody in themselves. It was about getting the victory for their team.
Well, Coach, congratulations. You've been a top team the last few years, and you definitely deserve it. So I'm going to talk to some of your players.
Great, thank you.
All right, Whitney, get in here first. I'm going to talk to you first. You know, it's funny that you end up with an individual award because as I watch you play over the last couple of years, you're not about the individual. You're really about getting everybody involved and doing things. You mentioned it in the last game we spoke. Talk about again how important it is to everybody to be involved and how proud are you of your teammates.
Well, I'm very proud of our teammates. We've worked so hard this season, and it's just great to finally be recognized and rewarded for it. All this year, nobody's really believed that the North is better than the South, and this year we've showed them that we can work together as a team and get it done, and I'm very happy with my teammates.
When you see this video later, you know I talked to your mom at halftime.
Really?
That was the best look of the day. She's very proud, even very proud of all of you. I want to get, where's Jamie Poland? Get in here. I want to ask her real quick. Come over here. I want to talk as a senior, and you're going to the state championship. Your senior year, how does that feel?
It's crazy. It's like unreal. I don't even know what to think right now. But we worked so hard this season, and it's awesome that we get the opportunity to go to Portland. So I'm excited.
It was a great job. I want to bring us through the, where's Mackenzie? Mackenzie, come on in there. I'm going to bring us right through, as I'm sure they're going to be calling in Skowhegan for the longest time, the play. Before I do that, I mean, you had 2, before I get into the play, there was 2 incredibly big steals you had down the stretch there. I thought were incredibly impressive. I mean, you guys were down, you stole the ball, you guys came down and tied. Next time down, you stole the ball again, came down, took the lead. Talk about your interior defense tonight.
We've been practicing all week because we knew that like Brunswick they're big and we're not that big. Like we have some height, but not much. And we just knew that we had to really just bring it to them in the post, and we knew that they had good guards. So we really just practiced on being able to communicate with each other and be able to drop when we need it and like go out when we need it. So we just worked really well together, and we worked really hard.
All right, now we're going to go through the play. You get the ball inbounds. What's the first thing you're thinking? Get to the game.
Either give it to Whitney or get ready to call a timeout.
So that was your choice, to get it to Whitney or get down the ball. The ball ends up, Adrian, come on down in here. It ends up to you over here in the corner. Your thoughts when you first got it?
I didn't really know what to do. I don't know. I just saw Liz up the court and I kind of chucked it, hoping it would get there.
You know what? You call it a chuck, but when you see it, it was like the perfect pass. I mean, it went through like about 3 hands.
Every day. That's what I do.
So it was absolutely whatever your decision was. You said you didn't know what to do. Well, what you did was the absolute perfect thing because you literally had no time to waste. It was the absolute perfect. When you guys, you'll appreciate this even more when you see it on replay. But it was an incredible pass. Feels pretty good, huh?
It does feel so good.
Last but not least, Liz, come on in here. Liz, do you realize that if you would have even taken a dribble, it wouldn't have counted?
I honestly didn't know. I thought we had like 5 seconds left when I made that shot because I saw the ball go through the air and I was just like, well, might as well shoot it. Like, I don't know. And then I just felt everyone like jumping around and I was like, oh my God.
Guess it was less than 5 seconds.
Best feeling in the world. Yeah. It was.
Senior year on this court, you put doesn't this thing that every kid dreams about?
Literally since I was in 3rd grade, I've been coming here watching and it's finally we're the team and I wouldn't rather go to states with anyone than that's on this team right now.
All right, ladies, I'm going to let you get back to your families. Congratulations. Great job. Back to you.
Nicely done, Bam. And you get an idea why these kids play the game. Davis says she didn't know what to do. She knew what to do. The instinct takes over.
Yeah.
Smith inbounds to Whitney Jones. Jones gets double teamed back to Smith. Smith to Davis. Davis to Nodden. Nodden comes up, gets the pass, drops to the floor, doesn't put the ball to the floor for the dribble, goes back up for the shot. The shot goes in, the buzzer sounds, game over. You got your Eastern Maine champion, and Heath Cowan was right. You had 4 girls touch the ball in less than 4 seconds to win the game. Hey, we've crowned one regional champion this afternoon, the Eastern Maine girls Class A champions, the Skowhegan Indians. We've got the boys coming in here tonight at 7. Brewer and Edward Little, join us for that one. Thank you for being here this afternoon for the championship play here at the Augusta Civic Center on the stations of the Maine Public Broadcasting Network. Good afternoon, everybody.